Hi, my name is Mackenzie Barker. Today's date is February 22nd, 2019, and my password is kitten. Many efforts over the past few years have been made to reduce the plastic pollution in our seas, including cleaning up beaches and bodies of water. Many different organizations, such as Ocean Conservatory, Oceana, Sea Shepherd Conservation Society, work together to protect our oceans. One movement they are currently pushing is for the ban on plastic straws. According to the National Park Services, the average person uses 1.6 straws per day, resulting in 38,000 straws used annually by just one person. This means that nearly 50 million straws are used and discarded in the United States alone. We are aware that plastic is just one small thing, but what we aren't aware of is that plastic straws have climbed to the top 5 items found according to the Ocean's International Coastal Cleanup data. For this persuasive speech, I would like to inform you the harmful effects that plastic straws can have and why every person should be making an effort to just say no. Now, this all started in 2015 when a video went viral of a sea turtle having a plastic straw pulled out of its nose. It sparked awareness on plastic, but more importantly, plastic straws. The Plastic Pollution Coalition wants everyone to be aware about some facts about plastic, so I would like to go over some with you. It's important to know that plastic straws are everywhere. It's mostly those on-the-go culprits that end up in the gutters, drains, parks, schools, and unfortunately, beaches. Plastic never goes away. Even those biodegradable straws are not meant to be dissolved in seawater, so they take just as long as normal plastic does. Plastic also spoils our groundwater because it covers landfills across the globe, and over time, the chemicals seep into the groundwater and go downstream into our lakes and rivers. Plastic also affects human health because chemicals released by plastic and exposure to these chemicals have been linked to cancer, birth defects, impaired immunity, and even endocrine disruption. Along with these facts, we have to look at the science behind straws, specifically looking at the ocean, the environment, and the consumption of microplastics. The Marine Insight states that among all the threats to marine life, plastic is by far the most dangerous. This is because plastic threatens all life underwater. The consumption of plastics by marine animals can lead to intestinal injury and leads to death in most fish. Sea turtles are among the most common victims because sea turtles swim through these things called ghost nets. Ghost nets are nets that are left or lost behind by fishermen and get filled with plastic. Underwater, it's hard to be seen by marine life, so they typically swim through them, and this is where they get caught up in plastic. If you're familiar with the movie Happy Feet, this is what happens to that penguin and how he gets that plastic stuck around his neck. Plastic straws also fill up our beaches, and birds can mistake them for food or fish, and leads to death in most animals. Straws also poison our food chain by these things called microplastics. Microplastics are plastics like straws that break down small enough to be ingested by sea life and not harm them, but those fish are then caught and sold to humans, not knowing if they have consumed these microplastics, which can lead to a bunch of problems in human health. Mostly the problems are getting ill upon consumption. Although some may see it as just one straw, this is a movement that will hopefully lead to a ban against more plastic items. Some ways you can take action are ordering without a straw. This may seem simple, but when ordering a drink, please ask for it without a straw. Switching to alternatives. According to the USA Today, there are currently 5 alternatives to the plastic straw. These include straw, paper, metal, bamboo, and glass. Like I said before, avoid these biodegradable straws because they are not biodegradable. And just know that recycling is not enough. According to For a Strawless Ocean, Straws are not meant to be recycled because they are too small and lightweight, so they fall through the sorter and get mixed around with all the other materials that are too small to be recycled. The only way that this movement is going to get bigger is if people are aware of the steps being made against plastic straws. The production of plastic straws, according to CNBC, costs about half a cent to make a straw. Restaurants and businesses can save a lot of money by cutting back on straws or going completely strawless. Many companies that we know of, like Starbucks, McDonald's UK, American Airlines, and Marriott Hotels, have made efforts to switch to the alternatives. Many cities that we know of have also put a ban on plastic straws completely. These major cities include Malibu, Manhattan, Richmond, Seattle, and Miami. Now, this is important for our future generations because according to the webpage Future Generations, it states that by 2050, there will be more plastic than fish in the world's oceans. Now, we can't imagine life without marine creatures, and that means that we would rely more on red meat, which we know can have negative effects on our heart. It also means that we won't be able to get the microplastics out of the salt that we get from the seawater too. Following the last straw movement, we all hope to promote to just say no. If you don't need a straw, please let them know. If you do need a straw, look for any eco-friendly alternative there is out there. If you want to get involved, please challenge and accept someone to use the hashtag #StopSucking, which is promoted by For a Strawless Ocean and is part of a viral social media challenge. Plastic straws are just a small step towards a bigger future where everyday plastic is kept to a want and not a need. When going to pick up a plastic straw, please remember the harmful effects that plastic can have on your health and our environment. You may have a bigger impact than you think. It could just start with one straw, but hopefully will lead to something way bigger. So everyone, please ditch the straws and use the hashtag #StopSucking. Thank you.